Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Drawing Down the Stars. I'm Snappy, and thank you for joining me for our live tarot session today, June 6, 2024. Good evening, good evening, good evening. That song was called March of Dionysus. I thought it was very fitting for today. And just having some fun, bringing some cleansing energy, and welcoming you all in. How is everyone? Good to see you all. Shout out to the Occult Corner. Big shout out to Ruby and Jeremy, Merrick Mysteria, Mukio, Carrie Ann Chrysler, Nikosmas, Gary Parker. Hello, Gandhi. Good to see you, Graham. Good evening, Demon. Wow, love to see you all. Love to see you all. So, how is everyone on this beautiful, beautiful evening? Good to see you, Mother Rhea and Exit 101. And of course, Casker. Welcome, welcome. Laurela. Everyone is pouring in nice and quickly. This is going to be wonderful. So, before we get started, as always, we're going to begin with our astrology. And we're still in that beautiful Cancerian energy. Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Mercury. Just beautiful, okay? Beautiful, magical, transformative energy. This is that mothering energy. This is that energy of going back to your roots, to that birth, to those loving comforts, to that water. And the card I drew when I was thinking about doing this reading and meditating on the title was the Queen of Cups, right? The soul of the waters, right? That absolute mother, that one who comforts, the one who builds her kin relationships, the one who is there, that shoulder to cry on. This is that energy that we're feeling right now with that Cancer. And this is that energy that we want to be in flow with. We can receive that comfort from the universe. We can go out and experience that loving embrace from that divine mother. And she can listen and help guide us into our future. If you wish to project, now is the time to project. Think about your true depth of your soul. What are your true emotions? Who do you really love? What do you wish and where do you want to be? Now is the time. This is a beautiful moment, a flicker in time, right? One of that beautiful magical flows. Connect to that deep, deep emotional, magical mothering energy, that Queen of Cups, right? Be that carer and receive that love. Wow, love to think about this. Beautiful day, beautiful day. So, we're going to hop over to the sortes. For those of you who are unfamiliar, the sortes is a form of bibliomancy, that is divination through literature. And it comes out of the Greco-Roman tradition, and you use any literature you believe to be inspired. You invoke the muse. You invoke the muses, the goddesses of inspiration, and you ask them to guide you. And you select at random a passage, and you read that passage. And that passage comes out and gives you inspiration. It's meant to guide you in your life. So I wanted to bring a couple new books. I always love to show off books and to just, bring new ideas to the table. This is a really, really beautiful book. It's called The Jaguar and the Priest, an ethnography of Zeltal souls by Pedro Pitarch. So what this book is about is that Dr. Pitarch, he went to Chiapas, Mexico, to this small village of indigenous people who speak the Tzeltal language, or part of that language group. And he really explored the concept of the soul and how it permeates every aspect of their life, you know? And you could say that they're animist, but that is not even the half of it, right? This book really gets into just how deep this concept of the soul is. And it's really a profound read. And it shows you just an active, an active animist tradition that is still alive and philosophically deep. It was really beautiful to read. And I wanted to share with you, I did the sortes earlier, and I've been talking a lot about the underworld, or thinking about the underworld a lot over the last couple of days with this new moon energy. And personally, I've been really connecting to the energy of the Kori. So when I did the sortes, I thought this was really profound. And those of you who've been watching will know that on the previous sortes, I actually drew the name of the Kori, Persephone, as one of the sortes. So yeah. Anyway, so this is the passage from the Jaguar and the Priest. The interior of the earth, Util Lumilal, is in turn composed of 9 hanging layers, Balung Pao Lumilal, whose levels, as indicated by their numerical classifier Pal, are not arranged in an orderly, even way, but are randomly lumped on top of each other. Deep down inside the earth is the Katanabak, where the Chulel of those who have died live. It is a place about which little is really known, except that it is dark down there, because the souls have to light their way in the absence of any wood, with the bones they pull down from beneath the graves. It is unclear whether they also use the bones to light fires to keep themselves warm, or whether the Chulel do not feel the cold. There too are the bases of the 4 columns that hold up the surface of the earth. For those with ears to hear, 4 columns that hold up the bases of the earth, 9 levels to the underworld, a dark, mysterious place where there is no light. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Just beautiful, just beautiful. Well, what am I doing here? All right, we're now going to jump to the proper sortes for our live sortes. All right, so muses, guide my hand. What is the message? What is the inspiration? How do we best move from flow? What can the Jaguar and the Priest tell us? The second exception, the story of how the sun appeared, or the story of Zoot, is an account, save for some small variations, that is known, or fragments are known, throughout the whole of the Tetzal area, the Mayan region of Chiapas and Guatemala. Although it is set in the distant past, it is not fit in the above-mentioned series. I'm going to just read this because I'm getting the sense that I should read this myth just because it's wild. Okay. A woman named Mi-Ixim, Mother Corn, was married to Beetle. In those days, Beetle was, of course, a human being. Each leaf on every cornstalk that grew in their field brought forth a cob. One day, the woman went to the field to fetch some cobs, but when she returned, her husband said she had taken too many, and he hit her until her nose began to bleed. She dabbed away the blood from her nose with one of the cobs, which is why there are corn cobs with red bands. Then the woman left the Beetle's house, leaving her 2 sons behind. 2, one quite grown up, the other, Zoot, the baby of the family, still very young, and went to live in the house of her brother, the vulture. But before she left, she made a magic cooking pot of clay for her sons. When their father went to work in the mountain, the boys only had to touch the pot 4 times, and tortillas, beans, and all the food they could want would appear. As the days went by, the father couldn't understand why he was so hungry, while his sons seemed so well fed. So he decided to spy on them, and he saw how they took food out of the magic pot. But the pot looked small to him, so he smashed it and decided to make a bigger one. He touched it 4 times, but the only thing that appeared was shit. This was his punishment. Then the boys decided to visit their mother. They asked for more food, and she gave them half a corn cob to plant, so they would have to work. But on their way back, a crow appeared and stole the cob. They returned to their mother's house, but this time she only gave them a few kernels wrapped up in her sash. When they arrived home, their father tried to steal the grains. They had to run away. Then their uncle Vulture took them up on his wings. The big boy on one side, the little one on the other. That's why, from the time the vulture flies on the tilt. Then they went to live with their mother in a cottage and grew a new cornfield. But the elder brother mistreated the young one. Once, while they were working, they saw a beehive in a tree. The elder brother climbed up and began to eat the honey. The younger brother asked for some down below, but the elder brother only tossed him the beeswax he had chewed. That's why Zoot became angry. Then he saw some little animals around him, gave them some stalks for teeth, and the animals, now rodents, began to gnaw away at the tree. It toppled to the ground and the elder brother died, but his blood had spilled over the ground and turned into the weasel, the coyote, birds, and an infinity of animals. The little brother went home. When the elder brother didn't turn up, his mother began to cry disconsolately. Then the little boy told his mother to put some corn in front of the house so his brother would reappear. And in fact, all those animals appeared. They saw that then Zoot decided to go up to the sky, and he turned into the sun. From then on, there has been day and night. His mother went with him and became the moon. With her assistance, women count their months of pregnancy. In this way, the sun first made its appearance, and that is also the origin of the animals, or perhaps the lab animals. Wow, isn't that beautiful? There's some really interesting things here to think about. The vulture as this primordial protector, right? Who came and saved the boys, right? The brothers against one another, and the death of one brother leading to the apotheosis of it. You know, this is really primordial thing we see, and it's a beautiful, beautiful story. In Mother Corn, right? Beetle, beautiful. Wow. Thank you for listening. That was a really beautiful sortes. Thanks for sharing that, Jaguar. Wow. Beautiful. We're now going to hop over to a really amazing novel. This is called Q by Luther Blissett. This is a historical fiction. It's set around 1571 during the, right around the time Luther published his theses. It's an incredible book. It's all about intrigue, about a mysterious papal informant named Q being chased by an Anabaptist who's trying to weasel him out. So there's like trying to fight each other, Catholic versus Protestant, both secret operatives. Really intense stuff. And what also is cool is this was written back in the 90s, and Luther Blissett is a nom de plume. And this is one of the first times that this nom de plume is used. And it's used by 4 individuals of an anarchist persuasion. So this is not a book written by Luther Blissett, but is written by an anarchist collective. And they use this name just to, anyone can be Luther Blissett. You can go look it up. There's the Luther Blissett Project. And there's been, since then, thousands and thousands of people who have associated with this name. And originally, Luther Blissett is a footballer who played for AC Milan in Italy. And he was tormented for being, African. People threw fruit, bananas at him and such. And for whatever reason, these anarchists decided to take him up and to use his name as like a powerful symbol against that kind of shit. So I love it. And this is a phenomenal, phenomenal book of intrigue. And it's had quite a bit of wild use in the world as of late. I won't elaborate, but yeah. All right. Muses, guide my head. What is the message? How do we best move and flow? Inspire us. He spied on Luther, 27 Scuddy. He spied on Luther, recalled all his spies scattered around. 27 plus 42. The Inquisition. He's always been there. He was spying when you and I were still at the breast. He spied on Luther. 27 plus 42 makes 9. There's still all the rest. Recalled all his spies to infiltrate the church with them. The Inquisition. He prefers darkness. 69. You know who Cardinal Carafa is? Wow. Wow. He spied on Luther. He spied on Luther, recalled all his spies scattered around. The Inquisition. He's always been there. He's spying when you and I were still at the breast. He spied on Luther, recalled all his spies to infiltrate the church with them. The Inquisition. He prefers darkness. I don't mean to be paranoid, but you know, the reality is that we're all being watched. We're all being observed, you know. Privacy is somewhat of a myth. I don't know what to tell, right? We're all being watched. The Inquisition is real and the poles are flipping. So all we can do is be true to ourselves, I guess. Wildness. Shall we continue? I thought another book would be interesting. It's called The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco. Probably the biggest inspiration for Q. The Name of the Rose is another historical fiction. It's set in an abbey and it's about a murder mystery. There's a really good movie version, but it pales in comparison to this. Though it is a fun mystery, it is not the piece of semiotic philosophy and transcendent literature that is The Name of the Rose. There is no doubt in my mind that Umberto Eco is a dragon. This is a must read, one of my favorite books. Yeah, I can't speak highly enough of it. All right, Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from The Name of the Rose and Umberto Eco? Inspire us. Let me think with my own head, I said, aiming at emulating my master. Isn't that beautiful? Let me think with my own head, I said, aiming at emulating my master. What makes a master? Someone who thinks for themselves. And what do we wish to do? Think with our own heads. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. Thank you, Umberto Eco. All right. We're now going to hop over to The Voodoo Quantum Leap by Dr. Reginald Crosley. Really interesting piece of philosophy from a voodoo Haitian perspective. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message? Inspire us. All right. The existence of the departed souls as person depends on their interactions with the living. The existence of the departed souls as person depends on their interactions with the living. What they're getting at here, Dr. Crosley is reminding us that what makes an ancestor spirit? It is attention. It is engagement. It is ritual worship. If you wish to have a spirit that is a person that you can engage with, you must engage with it first. And it must be a reciprocal relationship, right? Voodoo the central thing for me was always when I was reading about it is that there's an exchange. The spirits want attention, they want love and adoration, they want good smells and fire, you know, good drink, maybe some smoke, good drugs, you know. And that's how you engage. That's the basis of that kind of magic. Beautiful. Wow. Let's continue. We're going to hop over here to The Roots of Tantra. This is a phenomenal book. One of the first books I ever read on the subject. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from The Roots of Tantra? Makukunda left the cave and saw that people, animals, trees, and palms were all smaller than when he had gone to sleep. He concluded that the Kali Yuga was near. Mukukunda left the cave and saw that people, animals, trees, and plants were all smaller than when he had gone to sleep. He concluded that the Kali Yuga was near. This is interesting. You know, the Kali Yuga is widely considered the end, the final cycle, right? The most base of all the ages, right? Where there's the least amount of transcendent ability, you know, and everything is kind of grounded in the material. And there's a lot of talk, and I mean, it's up to you what you think about these things, but there's many people who believe that we are currently in presently that Kali Yuga, and that Kali Yuga is coming to an end, and that we're going to see the resurgence of a new golden age. You know, I remember reading recently during the last eclipse about the birth of the white buffalo, and this is a prophecy about the return of the white buffalo woman in the Lakota religion. You know, this is something that we see, this idea that there's a new age coming, the ending of a dark age and the return to a golden age, right? Interesting to think on. Okay, we're going to continue. Entering the Desert by Craig Williams from Anathema Publishing. Beautiful book, highly recommend it. Craig Williams is an Ayurvedic doctor, martial artist, philosopher, magician. Brilliant. All right, let's go. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message? How do we best move and flow? Inspire us. The dilution of sacred images is one of the most pervasive mirages of spirituality in the modern landscape. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. Right. On one hand, the mass commercialization and exploitation of divine images, reducing them to nothing more than caricature, than cartoon, than to logo, to corporate selling feature. And then on the other hand, you know, not engaging with these images, not seeing the beauty behind the symbolic in these spiritual messages, right? True magical images, true divine images will tell you an entire story. They will grant you mythopoetic vision. You know, they are transcendent. You can engage and speak with something beyond the material, right? We need to be in that mode of perceiving beauty, engaging with the beautiful around us, learning to see the magic within the mundane. It doesn't matter if something has been commercialized, if you are in the mindset to perceive deity, right? You can take this back. Your perception is your own. Beauty needs to be engaged with. You must be open and receptive in approach with love. Understand that the world is alive. Interesting. Let us continue. Okay. Michael Bertio's Cagliostro. Quite the interesting wild man, Michael Bertio, but one of the most influential American occultists. And this is a really, really interesting book. Seances, Spirit Windows, Summoning the Magician Cagliostro, right? Fun read, highly recommend. All right, muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Cagliostro? Inspire us. Well, as a matter of fact, there is a protocol which guides the visitor to the neighborhood of the ocean of your imagination. It is quite old and seems to follow a plan which has shown to be reliable. It is called the critic of pure reason, and it has been followed in many ages since it was first discovered by those true masters of wisdom. It is called pure reason. Wow. As a matter of fact, there is a protocol which guides the visitor through the neighborhood of the ocean of our imagination. It is quite old and seems to follow a plan which is shown to be reliable. It is called the critic of pure reason, and it has become followed in many ages since it was first discovered by a true master of wisdom. Hail reason indeed. Wow. Follow reason, trust in reason. All right. We are now going to go to Underworld by the Sepulture Society, published by Theon Publishing. Really fun book. Gives you a cool overview of many different underworld traditions and some rituals that you can do if you wish to engage with that kind of spirit. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from the underworld? Inspire us. Okay. In order to desexualize the goddess, most Lamashtu amulets were made with the sexual organ absent, likely in an attempt to marginalize or reduce her sexual rapacity. Wow. And I'm just going to read the top line as well because it's wild. Lamashtu also preyed upon adult males, though in this case it is thought that she visited them to steal their semen, leading to her constant state of pregnancy, despite her lack of a deity consort. Wild, right? The goddess wants to make love to creation. It's that simple. And you shouldn't desexualize the goddess. The goddess is the red goddess. She's that love, the birth. Two sides to that coin with the goddess, right? On one hand, she's Aphrodite Pandemos, the lover of all. And on the other hand, she is Aphrodite Urania, right? The divine mother of creation, the absolute perfected virgin. Both are true. All right. Love it, love it, love it. Amazing. Okay. We are now going to hop over to our Ganapati Oracle. Ganapati Ganesh, Lord of the Thresholds, son of Shiva and Parvati, the divine messenger, the one we invoke and ask to bring our prayers to the divine, Lord of the Ganas, the attendants, the spirits, the one who holds the keys between all doorways. All right, what is the message, Ganapati Ganesha? All right. Understanding. What is understanding but not reason? And what is understanding but that gaze, right? That Saturnian gaze. Perceiving something within the context of time, comparing it against something else, right? Beautiful, beautiful energy. You have to utilize your perception and what you perceive of reality and construct that mental reason, right? The gaze is that Saturnian cut, that magic in its most primal form. Wow. Love to see that. That was intense. Okay. All right, everyone, if you could take a moment and give me a like and a subscribe, it really does make a huge difference. You know, the likes really do boost everything in the algorithm and they really do help out. And it's a good blessing and good karma. So please give me your blessing. And if you are interested, you can reach out to me for a private reading, snappydts@gmail.com, or you can find me on the Myth and Lore Discord, Snappy or Lady Snappy. All right, we're now going to hop over to our Thoth Tarot of Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley. And we're going to do our Saturn Square reading, where we invoke the power of Saturn. We cut up our life, dissect it, put it on the plate, and we ask, how do we best move and flow? How do we overcome these conflicts? How do we manifest our true will? And one card already flew out at me, and as we all know, the center card is the most important. Wow, victory. 6 of Wands. Excuse me with this glare here. I apologize, but I think you can get a good view here. 6 of Wands. Victory, right? We have that profound 6, the stability, the power, the most balanced number in the 10 numerical Pythagorean system, right? We have that within that energy of the Wands, pursuing that passionate, lustful, fiery energy. And we're succeeding. We are going about achieving what we desire. Beautiful. Let's see where this is going. Now, this is what I love to see. Why are we succeeding? Because we are showing up as that knight who pursues their passions, right? That one who is in that outgoing, fiery energy, right? Who has the ability, is capable of doing whatever they wish, right? They just need to be careful not to move too quickly, too rashly, but they can do anything, right? And in that energy of the knights, they're showing up in this mature, more balanced way than the prince. Let's see where this is going. Wow. What is that victory about, too? It's the power of this foundation, foundational energy, right? What is your foundation? What is your roots? Where is your base? What is your museum? You know, this is profound energy for this incredible moment under all of this Cancer energy with our Cancer sun, our Cancer moon, and our Cancer Mercury. You know, what this is telling us is to look to that family, those loving key relationships which support us. That is our power, our foundation, and it is showing up mature, pursuing our desires with this profound foundation as our powerful support that has brought about this incredible victory, achieving your dreams, right? Look at these triangles. This is drawing down the stars, right? This is the sigil of Lucifer for those with eyes to see. Let's continue. All right. In spite of all this passionate victory, though, there is still this material worry, right? We still have the 5 of discs. You know, so what we're seeing is that in the present right now, there is still, we are still struggling somewhat. You know, we may not have ourselves sorted out, right? What the 5 represents is you're trying to expand from this foundation, you're trying to build upon this, and you're unsure if this is going to grow, if this is going to become something tangible and manifest. Well, what I'm seeing here is that maybe this worry is for naught, right? With this, it's attached to this profound victory. But let's see where this is going, because it may be very justified. You have to be careful when you move into those expansions. You know, the 4 columns, that's our base. But moving beyond that, that's risky business. It seems that at least a big part of this worry is mental. We believe we're incapable. We cannot manifest our dreams. We cannot build the tower, right? It is futile to try. Even with all the successful energy coming in, We believe that we can never get outside of this worry. This is really common energy for anyone who has been in a situation where they are poor, right? Anyone who has had to struggle and had to live paycheck to paycheck and gets into that mindset of survival, they can't imagine not being in survival mode, right? But sometimes that kind of mentality can hold you back, right? It can prevent you from growth. It can become self-sabotaging. So we have to be very careful of this, right? Very careful of this because, if we're constantly worried about what's happening in our material, it's never going to grow, right? You can't take a risk. Interesting. Yeah. What I'm seeing here is the key is to don your armor and to keep pursuing on what you're doing, right? This worry, it's justified. You need to keep pursuing what you're doing, and this is going to grow in expansion, right? This is going to upgrade. You're on the right path. You are fulfilling your will. Your path is right and just. The key now is to be in that mode of hard work, right? Doing what is necessary to move forward, right? Yeah, there's worry and you may feel like this is futile, but if you persist, you will overcome. I always think of that energy of Arjuna and Krishna, right? And what does Krishna, the great Lord of the universe, tell Arjuna? You must take responsibility. You have to do what is necessary for you. And you know what it is. You are a king, right? And this is that reminder. You know what you need to do. Take responsibility, move in flow, and continue forward. The worry and the futility it's there, and there may be some justification, but if you push, you will overcome. All right. Let's continue. Wow. What is bringing this victory in? We're that magician. We are drawing down the stars. We are asking for what we want, right? We are imagining our future. We are going out and we are projecting our will, and it is bringing about this profound victory. That's beautiful energy, right? But this victory is bringing in that worry, right? Growth and having people's eyes on you all of a sudden, right? It brings its own transformations and takes some getting used to. So let's see where this is going on the other side. Wow. What is that magician doing? They're drawing down the star, right? Connecting to that profound goddess, that strength, that Lady Babylon, right? That Cybele. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy, right? This is about being in that power of strength, continuing in the process, through going forward with what you are doing, right? The magician is projecting your will, and this is drawing down the star, right? Achieving, flipping the poles, being in that profound power of manifestation. Together, this is, this is everything, right? This is Diana and Lucifer. Beautiful. Wow. And who do we have on the other side? If not the grandmother Hecate, right? The high priestess. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Seeing these kind of three energies together, right? The masculine and the feminine coming together with this divine purpose, right? Of drawing in this feminine, drawing in this great mother, right? This is two profound energies coming in profound communicative way, right? Working in conjunction to produce magical results. One operating in that outgoing will, one operating in that intuitive building of inspiration, that feminine. Together, that energy brings this, that incredible fiery strength. Wow. That is, oh, wow. What a beautiful, beautiful positive reading we're seeing here, right? There may be some financial worry and some instability in this moment, but hey, I'm seeing so much success. I'm seeing so much power, so much incredible, incredible magic. Wow. Before I flip my camera, please, if you could, give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference. And if you are interested in a private reading, you can reach me, snappydts@gmail.com, or you can message me at the Myth and Lore Discord. I'm Snappy or Lady Snappy. All right. Here we go. So here's our completed Saturn square. And we're always, as always, we're going to start over here. So, because we are embodying that night energy, and our night energy, what is the focus? The night is trying to draw down this divine feminine. But they believe that this is futile, right? That they can't do this, right? They're trying to move beyond that 6 of reason into that magical realm, and there is uncertainty here. But because they're in that energy of that fiery wands, they're doing it anyway, right? They're pursuing that lust, that strength, that goddess, that Lady Babylon herself, right? Wow. Love it. Okay. We're now going to hop to our middle. That victory, our center card, right? What I'm seeing here is the magician was successful. They brought about their will. They're manifesting this divine, incredible victory. But right now, we're moving. We're growing beyond that foundation, but there's still some worry. It's transformational, right? And there's uncertainty here. But we're operating in this powerful energy of the magician, and we are successful. So the key is to continue to press forward in spite of the worry. Okay. All right. Let us continue. On our final one, we have that foundation, that 4, our base, our power structure, that which is providing us all we need. And what is this connected to? It's about, in order to manifest this foundation, in order to connect to this foundation, right? We need to be that chariot. We need to pursue. We need to be in this energy of movement, of growth, of seeing where we're going, of taking responsibility, of manifesting our will in that outgoing, transformative way. This is beautiful energy too, because this is Cancerian energy. And we are under that profound Cancerian influence, right? Cancer moon, Cancer sun, Cancer Venus. So everything is focused in this loving familial way, connecting to this pursuit of building this familial power foundation. And who are we connecting to build that foundation? This divine priestess, right? This is that energy of connecting to her and manifesting this foundation, right? Or maybe you are her and someone is coming to connect to you. But there is a movement and a manifestation and a coming together of these two energies, right? We have the Magus and the High Priestess manifesting that goddess, right? We have that Knight of Wands pursuing their will in great success that's bringing about this power foundation. And that power foundation is in turn creating more profound success, right? We need to be in this constant movement of pursuing our dreams, of taking responsibility, of working towards our dreams in spite of the worry, in spite of the futility, because we are successful. We are connecting the priestess and the magician, and we are bringing Lady Babylon down. We are successful. Wow. I love this reading. This reading was incredible. I hope that all resonated with you. Okay? I hope you feel it. You know, this is about building that family, right? That Cancerian energy. And this is what that Knight of Wands is after. And there's grand victory here. And when you come together, this masculine and this feminine energy, that's going to produce that powerful, transformative, loving energy that'll bring this goddess out, right? Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And we just need to overcome the mental blocks, right? And we need to get through this current moment of worry and financial instability. okay? But you are growing, you are moving. Be that chariot, right? Pursue your family, manifest your dreams, don the armor, and can take responsibility. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. All right. Love to see it. So we're going to do one more final sortes and then we're going to call it. So I think we're going to hop over to the name of the rose, Umberto Eco. Okay. Muses, guide my hands. What is the final message tonight? Inspire us. All right. All right. Now we know for certain that they were in your hands and that you took care to hide them as if they were a most poisonous thing, and that you actually killed with a gesture. He forestalled an attempt at denial. And of the killing we will speak later. That you killed, I was saying, so that I would never have them. Wow. Now we know for certain that they were in your hands and that you took care to hide them, as if they were a most poisonous thing, and that you actually killed. With a gesture, he forestalled an attempt at denial. And of the killing we will speak later. That you killed, I was saying, so that I would never have them. So you recognize these papers as your possessions? Wow. I think the message here, we were dealing with this messages of spies and whatnot, and just looking out for that kind of stuff, right? And sometimes people, be careful what you say, because everything that you say can come back and can be told by someone else, and you just need to be aware of that. Interesting. All right, everyone. This was a beautiful reading. I hope that all resonated with you. Thank you so much. Peace, love, take care, and I'll see you again tomorrow.